Hello folks, welcome back to my Kulgoroth playthrough. Sincerely hope you're enjoying the series so far, because like I said at the end of like the last two sets, maybe last three, there's so much more to come. Like I'm just thinking about it, like basically whenever I start recording I just realize how goddamn much I have to cover. I've kind of gone in a little overboard, in all honesty, but c'est la vie. Let's start heading back to the Playgrounds. We are going to go and continue with this stuff. Kinda wish I could show you the classic version of them, what everything looked like back then, you know? That, like I was saying before, that is one benefit of a classic server. I could show you what, how big are they? 16, as big as that. Basically I could show you what it was all like back then. Norwatch. You know, do all the old quests, show off what the classes used to be like, that kind of thing. Like you'd see quests that have now been removed. You'd see how, to give an example, how Darkshore used to look like before, you know, orbiting got ruined. You know, when the Shatter Spear Veil was still sealed off, the trolls were messing around up there. When this tower was still but was still the way it was before. You know, I could show you the old versions. I could show you the old Tanaris. It's been so long since I've said that name, I've forgotten how to say it. But, you know, like, I could show you the old versions of everything, and it'll be cool. Though I wouldn't see myself playing it seriously, like, say, I wouldn't have one of my characters' data as my main. Like, none of them would ever replace Palnai, because as I was saying before, like I've liked playing Paladin as my main, and Paladin back in Classic, from what I've heard, isn't great. It's like if you want to rage, you have to be a healer. You can't be a DPS, you can't be a tank, because you're substandard in those roles, from what I've heard. Maybe I've been hearing wrong, but that was the general thing of it. Hybrid classes, like healer, tank, DPS classes, were inferior unless they were playing healer. Then they were fine enough in their own way, I think. Or maybe they were great as healer, I'm not sure. But as DPS and tanks, they were terrible. And I'm just thinking, ooh, that looks to be of interest. We'll have to wait for Kulgoroth to get there. Not Kulgoroth, Kurganok? I think that was his name, the priest. But, need to get back to him soon. Might level him up a bit more next. No, I'm gonna do the Blood Elf. But, yeah, basically that was what I was hearing, so, yeah, I wouldn't really see myself ever dedicatedly doing that. I could see myself running through the content, showing you what the world used to look like and all that, but I'm not sure how further I would go beyond that. There used to be a quest in there. It was a beer delivery. It was one of the few timed quests in the games, but Cataclysm removed it. You get the quest from there, then you have to go to somewhere else to deliver some beer. I think you had a half an hour to do it or something. But, yeah. There's little time quests left in the game. The Night Elves had one of them. I only knew of two in the game. That one there, and the one in the Night Elf starting zone. You had to get an antidote from the Night Elf tree. Like, it was... Like, here in Shadowgun, you got a antidote over here. Then you have to run all the way up to over here. You know the guy who's now poisoned here? Was originally over here, off to one side. You had to go get the antidote for him. Like, you had to go get the reagents, go get the antidote made, and rush back over to him. And when you had the antidote, it was only stay for like 5 minutes. So, you could easily do it within that time period. It was fine. But it was like one of the two timed quests I know of. Beyond that, WoW doesn't tend to really do those. For good or for ill, I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it. Part of me is a little disappointed they aren't anymore, but that's purely because it was just like, it's a concept I've kind of not gotten to play with much. Because, really, a timed quest doesn't sound too bad. You know? But and here is the hinterlands, an area I won't be going on Kulgoroth. I already vastly out-level it, and by doing double, doing doing a bit of Darkshore over here, then being high enough level to go into Duskwood, but deciding to go into Redridge kinda has delayed me, So not gonna exactly be doing that a second time. So we'll have to wait for Kulgoroth to get up to Hinterlands as well. But that's fine. It's as if there's only a single quest here for some reason. It's weird. Like this thing over here. Like I don't see any other quest markers on the map. Strange. But excuse me. Oh yeah, for a moment I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, like I was saying, I couldn't see myself ever dedicatedly, like getting really into raiding or doing tons of dungeons like I do on Palnai. I might do a few, but I wouldn't see myself doing much more than that. And if I did any, it probably wouldn't be on Paladin. I'm not really good at healing, I'd probably play a warrior or something. So yeah. Like I can see value in the classic servers, that stuff, but I just couldn't see myself dedicatedly playing it. While I do like some of the old content, would like to see stuff, I do like some of the changes they brought in later on stuff. While I also dislike some changes, bring back auras for all, damn it, and seals, come on. But while I do dislike those changes, there's others I do quite like. So, while I would not mind, visiting, being a tourist, I couldn't see myself, staying there, But regardless, let's continue with this. We're actually apparently getting to quests that are yellow for me. That's kind of surprising, really, considering I'm after a bit out-leveling this zone. I can't remember how far higher level do you have to be for you to be fully out-leveled a quest. Is it 3 levels? 5? Not sure. Let's get this quest down here, then we'll continue. Also, rare does appear every so often over here. It's one of the elves. It's neutral, but you can't kill it. Corpse Burner Tim. Come on. That model. Don't see too much of it, do you? I've seen many things in my day, Worgen. The peaks of Mount Hyjal, the oddities of Outland, a wall of scourged soldiers proceeding into war. But I've never seen a bat as big or shockingly white as Duskwing. How he taunts me from his roost. This albino demon bat circles to the southwest of here, due north of Blackwood Lake. Track him down and destroy him. If he flies too high for you to reach, use my flare to get his attention. Duskwing, oh how I hate thee. Let me just shine on my glasses. I can keep playing without them, but everything's a little unfocused and pixely. Alright. So, just kill 9 wretched? Okay. Sounds fun to me. This place is actually a site of Night Elven archaeology. If memory serves. I remember getting some Night Elf trinket here. I think. Or maybe I got some other trinket here and I was just reading about Night Elf archaeology and I've now mentally associated the two. But yeah, these all became withered for some reason. I don't think it's ever explored as to why. Oh, got the heals. Well, the heal over time. I'm actually going to find my way up into this place. I wasn't originally going to do so, but I figure why not. Yeah, it seems maybe you need to be 5 levels in the difference for things to start going green.
I need to target something first.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad, I guess. But yeah, this is what happens when people, when like night elves, high elves wither. They go like this. But I really didn't think high elves had the mana addiction. I thought that was solely a thing for blood elves. Then again, if what like I was saying before, if high elf, blood elf are the same thing, just a naming difference, then it would make sense for them to, excuse me, you know, both have the addiction. If they, well, presuming that, you know, they'd lived their life all within Caldelos and been grown quite used to the mana and all that. Figuring if they, you know, didn't live there and I don't know, you know, didn't start developing that addiction. Night elves and sorry, high elves, blood elves, they all have the mana addiction because of their and they all have end up having a mana addiction. I think they grew reliant on the sunwell or something. I can't remember what caused the mana addiction, but I would, you know, it's not a thing in the blood, you know, as far as I know. Seems okay. I thought there was a named NPC up here. That's why I was wandering up. Because I was thinking maybe there's a, you know, we could kill a guy, find the artifact that did this, you know, see some expansion on it. Apparently not. But yeah, I think it was just due to, ooh, that Heiberg helm. Ooh, that's, I kind of like that. It makes me think of the Stormwind helm, but with the green tinge to it. So it makes me think of another human faction. I can't, they haven't been in it. Care Maris, whatever it's called. But what am I trying to say? What I was trying to say, I think, was that basically I don't think it's a you know, a natural thing for high elf blood elves to have a mana addiction. I think it's due to a reliance on, you know, they just basically ended up becoming. I'm sorry, I always get tripping over. I always get nervous saying something in case I'm wrong. But I always figured it was a, like they got too used to the Sunwell, and when it got corrupted, they couldn't tap into its power anymore, shouldn't tap into its power anymore, and as such, the mana addiction started setting, like the withdrawal aspects of it started setting in. So I was figuring that if a high elf didn't grow up within that place, didn't spend, you know, so much time there, wasn't used to having, like, wasn't used to shooting up with mana constantly, they wouldn't have such an issue. They only have the blood elves only have the issue because they did it so much. That's how I always figured it worked. So it had this bit of a jarring difference. Here it's more subtle, but there it's just boom, you know, dramatic. It's still dramatic here, but it's kind of a, you can kind of see a few shades in between, you know. Well, I suppose that's true over there as well, ain't it? It kind of works over here. Kind of see it better there. Whatever. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Oh, these are all the siege engineers. Here, give me a sec. I'm gonna try and think of what the feck I'm trying to say here. BRB. Okay. Hey folks, I'm back. Just had to think over what I was saying, and yeah, it did make sense. I was just paranoid. I was being completely stupid. But no, I was... Sometimes I just need to stop and think about what I'm actually saying. Like, am I even making the slightest ounce of sense? I'll tell you nothing, Worgen pig. It's kind of weird that this is even a thing. It would make more sense if we were using, like, say, a Librum to compel them, and they were, like, resisting or perishing from it. You know? Like, they succumbed without telling us the truth. And the dwarf belongs to our kind now, not yours. The plague wood is too big. Your friend is gone. You will never find him. Then again, I suppose at least here it seems to be phrased as taunts. She will never return the dwarf to you. Yeah, sorry, I'm still thinking about that, the addiction thing. It's just like, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I know I'm probably being annoying. Foolish Worgen, you seek the dwarf? Baroness Anashi has hidden them well. Anastari? Here, I'll just write up and show you this thing up here. But yeah, just what I'm thinking. Basically, I was just figuring they're addicted because they're constantly the elves that were there, I guess, were constantly shooting up with mana, with magic, from the Sunwell and whatnot. But they've gone. They still were addicted. Well, if they, someone grew up in one grew up in Stormwind, or just spent their entire time there, they wouldn't have had that going on, so they wouldn't have that issue. So yeah. So damn it. Hey folks, I'm just being really annoyed by this because I feel like I'm saying something silly or wrong or incorrect. I was just looking it up here, and yeah, it was because prior to the Sunwell's destruction, according to Wiki, all High Elves were constantly baited in its magical power. Now bereft of this arcane energy, the Blood Elves and High Elves suffered from their withdrawals. So High Elves do suffer from it too? Wonder if it's just the ones that lived, within the vicinity of the Sunwell. I presume that's the case. So yeah, just cause, yeah, basically I was right. Yes, I have an annoying habit, and here's add-on. It's a joke because that's add-on content in expansion. Yeah, that is a cool set of gear. But yeah, I have an annoying habit of losing faith in something the moment I've said it. It's a really, really annoying thing of mine. I utterly hate it. But there you go. It's one of the issues I'm working on. One of them. And here's Zul Mashar. Oh, and here's Vex Tool. Oh, it certainly has me vexed. Just sneak up on this guy and pickpocket him. He is very unobservant.
Get on with it.
Enrage. Attack speed increased by 100%, damage increased by 50%. So I have to kill seemingly 15 moss flares, unless I got lucky with that one having 2. Okay. Plucked from the head of the sinful troll. We're killing them because a rapping preacher told us to. Moss flare cannibal. As in they eat other moss flares? Ooh, here's an infected moss flare. Infected with what? And also we only got one eye out of those two. But they were, buried. And who knows, maybe they're infected with with eye-eating maggots. Yeah, there's certainly a lot around here. A lot of, these, grapes. But yeah, the cannibal thing. I assume they eat our moss flares. I know sometimes people will name things. Well, it's only technically cannibalism if, like a troll ate a troll. It's not cannibalism if a troll ate a human, but I know it's very tempting to misname it like that. But regardless. Also, what the hell is a shadow hunter? Wait, what? Do they just, start, if there's a bit of shade, just keep firing arrows at it? It just seems a bit weird. Here's Warlord Tresh G. I'll rip out your eyeballs weakling.